us up with an opening statement.
Yeah, I thought it was a heck of a college basketball game. I knew in watching tape and in preparation that this was going to be a very, very tough game, and it was hard fought. Ton of respect for them. They're number one in the country in creating turnovers. They play hard. They fly around. They contest every single stinking pass. And, we talk so much about having to play clean. We had to play clean. We couldn't allow what we call turnovers for touchdowns. And we did that early on in the first 4 minutes of the game. I want to say there were 5 turnovers in that first 4-minute segment, maybe 5. And then for the rest of the game, we had 8. We had 3 in the second half, which, Chucky Hepburn, I say all the time, just because of our depth situation and our roster makeup right now with the injuries, if our point guard play was a pitching staff, it would be Chucky Hepburn and then pray for rain. 7 assists, 2 turnovers by him tonight. There were just so many guys that I talked about in the locker room. 7 assists, 2 turnovers. We only had 3 turnovers in the second half. I thought Javon Hadley was a beast for us tonight. Whatever he had, 13 and 12. Just an absolute warrior. I thought James Scott was an absolute warrior tonight. He had 11 and 11, 5 offensive rebounds. Just played really, really hard. I thought Terrence Edwards, and Kenai Roots gave us a great boost in the second half. Neither one of them played very well in the second half, and they walked off the floor like somebody just shot their dog and, somebody just stole their lunch money at school. They responded, put a smile on their face, ran out in the second half, gave us phenomenal energy, big moments or big plays. Rain knocked those 2 big free throws down late in the game. So our guys just showed a lot of resolve, a lot of resiliency. Didn't shoot the ball to our standard, but the process has been great. The guys' process, the shooting, getting the reps up every day, keeping their head up, staying confident. And, those results are going to start to show. As I told you guys, I believe so much in our guys in the back of the bubblegum card, but we didn't allow that to affect the rest of our game. I thought our rebounding was superb. We had 42% of our misses. Had a few breakdowns in the second half defensively, but overall there was just a grit and a tenacity. Our guys played hard, took care of the ball, didn't allow our lack of great shooting tonight affect all the other areas in our game. So, you could look at that and be like, well, Louisville beat UTEP by 3. No, like that. Our guys played well. Our guys played hard. Their guys played hard. Their guys played well. It was a really good game, and I'm proud of our guys for having the toughness to gut out a gutsy win there at the end.
Questions for Coach?
Yeah, could you speak to the sort of changes you all made at halftime to cut back on the turnovers? The UTEP's coach in here was speaking about just how much you guys went like the isolation ball and just how much that was working for you all and taking them out of they're kind of trying to cause chaos.
Yeah, we have a bunch of set plays like every team in the country runs set plays, but we finally stopped trying to make passes. we'd put little variations on our plays so that we could still run certain actions but not have to enter and things like that because they were just making it too hard. So did a little bit. That were some of the adjustments that we made and allowed the ball to kind of stay in Chucky's hands a lot. But obviously in transition, everybody has the ball. But they make it hard. They contest every pass. They make it hard for you to get ball movement, and they dare you to play off the attack. But credit to them. They got a good scheme. They're well coached, and they play really, really hard.
Yeah, it seemed that stretch when you took over the game and that built that 8-point lead that you made it a determination to attack the rim more and try and get more shots near the goal and get to the line a bunch.
We always do that. That is always first and foremost in our offense. It's play downhill, play on the attack, get to the free throw line. We do that all the time. We did it in the first half, and they make it hard. Like you could put your head down and say you're going to the rim, but it seems like they have 14 guys out there and 6 of them are running and flooding at your penetration. So you have to do what the game tells you, and if the game tells you to spray that thing out, spray it out. And I thought we did that for the most part. And that's why I say the process. We're not going to change, and tell guys like, hey, you got an open look, don't shoot it. Step up there and knock that sucker down. If you miss it, don't blink an eye. Shoot the next one. But they kind of stayed attached more in the second half. Didn't jump ball screens as much and put 2 on the ball, so it allowed us to kind of get downhill and put foul pressure on them.
How challenging is it emotionally or mentally to get a team ready when you had Duke on Sunday, this big marquee event, you got Kentucky on Saturday, another marquee kind of game, and UTEP plopped right here in the middle? How difficult is that just from an emotional standpoint?
I mean, we get a bunch of free sneakers. I wear sweatsuits to work. My kids are healthy. My wife's hot. I got a pretty good life. We get to play college basketball. We get to play in the Yum Center. We get to get ready for Utah. My dad used to say it all the time. I would say to him, Dad, you got to go to work today? He said, son, I get to go to work today. Right? Heck yeah. Schedule's been a little bit difficult, and we've had some adversity, but, these guys have been awesome. The process has been great. Results will take care of themselves, and just on to the next one. The most important game in the history of the program is the next one we play, and that's that one on Saturday. About 3 hours ago, it was this one right here. It's the deal.
Coach, the team shot, I believe, right at 71% inside the arc tonight. When you see that type of efficiency inside the lane, especially with Fat going to the rim, Hadley as well, do you feel the need to have to try to create more of those easy looks considering how well they're shooting inside?
Yeah, I mean, our 2-point percentage is one of the best in the country. But it's the question I just answered. It is always priority number one to get downhill. Right? The highest percentage shot in the game is a free throw, so let's try to generate free throws first and foremost. Second highest percentage shot in the game is a shot at the rim. Let's try to get those. And then sometimes people's scheme are to stop you from getting to the rim, so you probably got to do what the game tells you and throw the ball to that guy, right? And then crash the glass like a you-know-what, and we did that. We had a bunch of crazed dogs, pursue, because those are loose balls. I told you guys before, my mom never said, good luck, hope you scored 20 tonight. It was like, you better dive on the loose ones. And, loose balls are on the floor and loose balls are up in the air. It's 50-50 balls. Not yours, not mine, it's somebody's. Go get it. And, we mentioned those guys that went and bit the ball in the air tonight and did a great job. We didn't shoot it as well, but, man, we were going to get in our misses.
Yeah, Pat, you talked about Javon before, and you call him a helpful performance on the glass. As a rebounder tonight for Javon, what makes him so good as a rebounder?
Rebounding's grit, it's tenacity, it's toughness, it's just going and getting the ball. We're a good rebounding team. Yeah, that's it. It's heart, it's toughness, it's grit, it's hustle. That's what rebounding is. And when you're a good rebounder like Javon is, they try to block you out, and he still gets it. And then you put 2 guys on him. And the excuse is, you got 2 guys on him, you can't go get it. And if you can't get it, touch it. Maybe when you touch it, somebody else will get it. That's rebounding. It's the easiest thing to coach. It's hard to do, but this is the standard. You go, a guy that helped teach me how to coach, a guy named Dave Davis. You can look him up as a D2 coach for a long time. Led the country in scoring for a million years. He was on my staff at Winthrop and at college at Charleston. A savant. You ask coaches about Dave Davis, they'll know who Dave Davis is. And he would say, you go after the ball like you're the only one. This is your mentality. You got to go after the ball like you're the only one that can get it. And if you don't get it, we're going to lose. That's the mentality. So it's go get it.
Coach, you have an emotional game against Duke. You then come off this. How do you kind of get your guys focused and locked in now on Saturday? What do you want their takeaway to be from these past 2 games as you prepare for
Next thing. Next. We celebrate the wins because you know what? Winning college basketball games is hard. And we work our butts off. Now we get free shoes and we get to wear sweatsuits to work and stuff. But, it's hard. It's a good team. They're hard to prepare for. Get some injuries, just a bunch of games in a row. So it's like we celebrate in that locker room. Always do. If we beat Spalding in the preseason, celebrate. Now, once they get back to their dorms, right, or as soon as the coaches leave here, boom, it's on to the next thing. And then by the time they wake up tomorrow, this one's over. And the next most important thing in the history of our program is the next thing we do, and that's the lifting session tomorrow. and then it'll be the film session, and then it'll be the first repetition in practice tomorrow. That's it. You guys are going to get sick of hearing that, but that's what we do.
Rashawn, go ahead, sorry.
Coach, you went with, I guess, a bit of a smaller lineup about the last 10, 12 minutes. Noah didn't get any run that last. Was that just more of a defensive decision?
It's just like game flow, right? During the course of the game, some guys are playing well, some guys aren't playing well, some guys in foul trouble, some guys matchup based. It's just kind of how the flow of the game went. And, at times when you get a feel as a coach down the stretch that certain lineups are working for you, you go with that. Noah will run into the practice gym tomorrow. He won't walk, he'll run in, and he'll have a phenomenal practice tomorrow. When his name's called to go in next, he'll run in there and play his butt off.
Pat, in terms of Terrence's scoring ability over the past 2 games, do you notice any difference or any adjustments he's made to score a little bit more effectively, or is it just kind of shots are falling now as they were?
Yeah, Terrence he's wired to score, man. He's just always been that way. He can flat put that ball in the bucket, and good scorers and good shooters. They're like closers in baseball, right? Like you gotta forget about the last one, and you don't you give up a walk-off home run the night before. You give me that stinking ball. I want to close the game tomorrow night. And that's how these guys are. Fat. He had a little stretch where he wasn't playing well, even in the first half today. But like I told you, his response was great. Gave us a big boost, made big buckets, and just gave us great energy.
Yeah. You spoke on your radio show on Monday just about needing to have poise on offense. It seemed like that's what it came down to today for some of those possessions. Just going to that final one from James, getting the dunk, and thinking also maybe like the rebound from Javon Hadley to kind of keep the clock going late. Just I see your guys that come up with those really kind of poised moments there. Probably had to be great for you to see.
Yeah. Chucky made a great read on the little set play we ran. We talked about not giving it up as much, but we kind of in the huddle talked about it as a staff, and we wanted to put the ball in James's hand, have a little off-ball screening action, and get it back to Chucky. And they double-teamed him. They sent 2 guys at him. James rolled to the rim. Rain lifted behind on the backside. Chucky made a phenomenal read through it, too. It was great. It was great execution. You mentioned that big offensive rebound late. Those are huge. Those are huge hustle plays that Javon made. Jimmy Naismith, we're on a nickname basis. Jimmy Naismith's rolling over in his grave right now because we didn't execute our foul up 3 late in the game. So it's funny, like our guys were in the huddle, and before I even said anything, they looked at me and they said what we call it, our strategy when we're fouling up 3. Coach, we're on it, and then we don't foul. Little game slippage, and when that ball left his hands, it looked like it was in every day of the week and twice on Sunday. My grandfather, his name's Red Stahl. He died like 10 years ago. He was a milkman that put 10 kids through 120 years of Catholic school education, and lived in a 3-bedroom house on the west side of Cincinnati. And he was adamant that you foul up 3. And Jimmy Naismith and Big Red Stahl are rolling around their grave. He would have killed me if that ball went in. But, teachable moment.
Matt.
Pat, even though the team's had some shooting struggles over the first month of the year, how encouraging is it for you as a coach to know that even though with some of the shooting struggles are not letting it impact their ability to try and get to the rim and draw fouls, get to the line, not letting it impact their ability to bang bodies and grab offensive rebounds, fight for second chance points, all that stuff?
Process is great. We got good players, we got good shooters, generating good shots, and they're working their butt off. Fire it. Let it fire. They're going to go in. I believe in our guys, and they believe in themselves, and they're working their butts off.
CL, last one.
How much, if any, do you feel like the identity of this team has changed since the bench is kind of shortened because of injuries?
Yeah, it changes, obviously, because of the depth piece and guys kind of moving into new and expanded roles and things like that. So yeah, I mean it's been an interesting whatever it is week and a half as we're kind of like figuring some stuff out, and a little bit it's on the fly. And obviously we get Kadir back here in a couple weeks, several weeks. I don't know what it is, but shouldn't be too long. He's working his butt off behind the scenes and just doing as much as he can without actually, he's not cleared to dribble and things like that, but he can do conditioning and all that. But even the guys that are out, KP had his surgery today, went great, was successful. We were texting back and forth on a group chat with him and his dad. He sent me his uniform today and was in his hospital stuff, and he give it the big L's up. Those guys have big roles on our team as well. Even, Corin and Kadir being leaders, being vocal, just impacting winning in their 25 strong roles. So, everybody's on board, whether you're in a uniform or you're not in a uniform. And we're evolving as a team, and we're figuring out as we go along. But I'm proud of our guys and how they're attacking this.
All right, thank you.
Thanks. Can't believe nobody answered this.